And right now, we have actually a representative from Congress as well. He is the representative from California's 15th district, which is in the East Bay near San Francisco. And he's also a member of the House Intelligence and Judiciary Committee. He was actually first elected at the age of 31 and has been doing so much to help push for so many issues. Congressman Eric Swalwell, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm in Washington right now, and consider yourself lucky that you're not here. This place is going to be hell for the next 16 days, I tell you, but there are better days ahead.
I mean, hey, from what I've been seeing on the news, it seems like y'all have a lot in front of you, a lot of issues to solve, and I feel like there's been a lot of issues to getting anything solved. Do you have some insight for us?
Well, first, I have to thank you and everyone on this call because you showed up in the November elections, and we are on our way out of hell, right? We have Joe Biden and a historic vice presidential candidate who will be vice president in 16 days, and Kamala Harris. So thank you for doing that. Yesterday, we took the oath in Congress and swore in the most diverse Congress ever and more women in Congress than ever before. So Congress is starting to finally look like and speak like and step up like the rest of America. But look, we're going to see on Wednesday on Capitol Hill what darkness looks like when Republicans, about 150 of them, are going to try and overturn what you did back on November 3. They're going to try and persuade the Congress and the vice president who will preside over the Electoral College certification to overturn it and have Congress decide who should be president.
Congressman, that has been the most insane situation to see all of that unraveling, to see just a gang of people in the Senate and Congress and whatever just saying, not real, fake news, these election results don't matter, they're not real. And myself, as a co-founder of Plus One Vote, having mobilized literally so many people to register and to get out to vote, and to then see them actively trying to remove results that are already in place. I mean, what do you think that has, what impact do you think that has right now on Georgia?
You know, it makes people question whether this is really a democracy. It makes people question whether they should show up and participate. My message to you is yes, that this is going to fail spectacularly on Wednesday. But the greater damage is the work that we're going to have to repair over the next few years to make people believe. Especially, think of the people who came to America, and I know so many of your generation are first-generation Americans. Again, that's, I think, the greatness of our country. That's our strength, is that we've attracted you and your parents to come to this country because they believe this is a country where anyone, any person, regardless of where you were born, who you love, who you worship, what you have on your back. That if you work hard, you can do better and dream bigger. But when you see that we start to look more and more like the countries that many people fled from, you're starting to wonder, like, was it worth the journey? Was it worth, risking our livelihood and everything to come here? And I want to make sure that we all do all we can to make sure that it was worth it, that this is still a country that we all aspire to be a part of. Now, just over my shoulder, you probably hear a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old who are eating dinner. And I think of, like, who's going to fight for them? And it's you. The work that you're doing, the texts that you're sending, the phone calls that you're making, you're the ones that are going to make sure that when they go to school, that they're going to be free from gun violence. You're going to make sure that when they get older, they're going to want to have kids of their own because they'll believe that those kids will be around rather than those kids will have to live with the consequences of climate. And so many young people today tell me, I don't even know if I want to have children because I think about what's going to happen to this earth and why would I want to bring people in to that? And that's so deflating to hear. So the work that you're doing is going to make sure that the promise of America and the promise, of a greener earth is achievable. You're the ones that are going to make sure that college is affordable for everyone and that we're going to have, college for all in this country. So I'm really, counting on you. Sean and Vanessa and Kevin are some of the friends who invited me to do this. And Sean Penn mentioned that he's 60. I just turned 40 a couple months ago, and many of you are 20. Thank you. So, look,
happy birthday.
Thank you, Syed. And so I think of it as 60. Sean's 60. I'm 40. Many of you are 20. And the best advice I give people is that you have to continue to always find mentors, and you have to use both hands, right? One hand to always reach up, and Sean has been a very good friend, and I've reached up to him to look to his activism and what he does to help people. But you have to use the other hand to reach down and lift others up. And so while Sean has inspired me, my hope is that I can do work that inspires others. And pretty soon you are all going to be in a position where you're out of college, you're in your first career. And I hope that you never forget about the work that you're doing right now, and that you use that other hand to reach down and lift others up to make sure that they're as solid as activists as you are today. So that's the obligation of using both hands to help everyone in our country. And you're doing that right now to help us win Georgia. We can win Georgia. We can make sure that better days are ahead. And I just want to thank all of you for the work that you're doing.
No, absolutely. Thank you, Congressman Swalwell. I think that's very real, to reach up and reach down, to reach out and really make sure we make this an inclusive space, and that we welcome everyone to not just organize, not just vote in Georgia, but continue this movement, continue this energy. This is something that's been built out for decades back, and we have to keep on building it as we're going forward. Congressman, you were actually one of the first representatives in Congress to retweet something from my organization, Plus One Vote, years ago. So thank you for that, love. We love you, and thank you for joining us on this call today.
Of course. Thank you. Let's win Georgia, because we win America.